Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, got kind of a wicked one to check out today. This is the CJRB Nanner. Now this Nanner isn't quite ripe. It's green. I actually got this one at Blade Show West to check out. Russell, always very generous with this. Thank you so much, Russell, for giving us the opportunity to check this one out. But you've got the yellow back spacer. It's more gold. Aluminum. You got that geared sort of back spacer looking. You do have a spot for a lanyard. Reversible. Deep carry clip. Very nice. But like I said, this is the unripe version of the Nanner. There's also a yellow version, which would be ripe. And there's a blacked out version that, whoo, that'd be a bad Nanner. But it actually looks pretty cool. So what do we got? Well, the Nanner, like I said, comes in this green G10. It also comes in yellow and fully blacked out. Also, everything seems to be chamfered off very, very nicely. CJRB did a pretty good job. Now, I always go over this sort of geared back spacer too, and that one feels, it's been chamfered off. There's no sharp edges or anything on that. Very, very nice. You've got their crossbar lock going on. You've got multiple deployment methods. You got thumb studs. You've got the crossbar lock, and you've got the front flipper. Now, for me, it's a thumb stud knife. I mean, I much prefer thumb studs over the other deployment methods. I usually don't use the crossbar lock to deploy a knife. And, I mean, the front flipper works well. There's no issue with it. Every once in a while, I find I have a little hang up with the front flipper. That's, I think, due to my hand size. See, there we go. That one I didn't. There we go. Get on top of it, front flip it, you'll be fine. But for me, it is definitely a thumb stud knife. Now, reverse flick, no, not even remotely. I cannot get my thumb or my index finger or whatever finger I'm supposed to use. I can get it in there, but yeah, no. It's a thumb stud knife. That's what it is for me. Now, you've got that wicked Persian-style upswept blade. AR RPM 9. There you go. Collaboration with Dusty Rhodes. And it's definitely got Dusty's design language on it, for sure. The other thing about this knife that I was like, okay, was the handle. Wasn't sure about the handle. And we'll get into that here in a little bit. But nice, stonewashed finish on the blade. Flat ground. Very, to me, I call that a wicked looking blade. Just, I mean, it is, to me. Absolutely. So overall, you're looking at about 7 3/8-ish, about 4 3/8 on the handle, which, pardon me, should give us maybe a 3-inch, maybe just a little over a 3-inch blade, and pretty much a full cutting edge. Absolutely. And you've kind of got that belly with that upswept blade, of course. Now the grip length. It's just because of the handle design. I mean, the grip length, it measures out to be just over about 3.5. If I grip it as it's intended, you can see there that 3.5 usually hits me right at the end of my pinky. Well, I do have some extra space left over. That's because I'm up there. I'm up forward on it. Now, if I was back, that's about 3.5 right there. This, by far, is the much more comfortable grip for me. And no issues in that grip. I mean, of course, I don't have anything protecting me from the heel of that blade, but nothing too major. So I do have a little bit left over. So let's get some size comparisons going with the PM2. That's where we'll start. PM2, definitely a little bit larger knife. And the bug out. We'll go pivot to pivot as best we can. And, you know, blade lengths are pretty close if you go pivot to pivot. And really so are handle lengths. But I think overall, just because of the shape of the knife, the Nanner is a little bit, if you extend it out, it's going to be bigger. Yeah, something like that. All right. Overall weight, dude, 66 grams or 2.3 ounces. Very, very lightweight. Now, I will point out that I did a short. You know, I'm doing the kind of these initial straight out of the box cut tests, right? As shorts. And this one didn't do too bad. Probably did a little better. You know, I was expecting probably 50-ish% on that 1/2-inch natural fiber rope. And I would give it maybe 60 or a little more. It did pretty good. I was happy with the result of the initial cut for, you know, blade length, all that good stuff. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Go check out that short. I might put it down in the comments if you want to check out the cut test. Like I said, you've got the deep carry clip. Oh, tiny, tiny bit of peekaboo. Just a little bit. In and out of the pocket, pretty nice. You've got a pretty decent pop coming out of the pocket, which I am definitely in favor of. So, overall, fit and finish, you know, I would say it's on point. Centered up nicely, no sharp spots, no issues whatsoever. Jumps out on those thumb studs, comes shut very nicely. And I just dropped it on the floor and it didn't open. Very nice. So, stayed shut. Like I said, definitely a thumb stud knife for me. I mean, the front flipper does work fine, but it just seems like in combination with that crossbar lock, the thumb studs just have a better feel for me. So, absolutely. Now, the big one, ergos. Just looking at it, I was like, okay, we'll see. It's actually, I'm going to say surprisingly, very comfortable in hand. And this is how I use the grip. I'm definitely forward on it. If I come back like this, I mean, it's not bad, but I definitely, you know, feel much better in control using that more forward grip. And I'm pretty sure that is the way it is intended, because you've kind of got this 50-50 going on here. Not quite 50-50, more like what, 70-30? Anyway, definitely, sorry guys. Oh, darn. But it is way more comfortable in my hand than I thought it was going to be. So, shout out to Dusty for that design and really, I guess, taking ergonomics into consideration, because it feels pretty darn good. Overall, not a bad knife. Like I said, overall aesthetics, probably not one I'm going to jump out and buy just because it's not my normal vibe. I mean, come on, guys. You see the knives that I use as my size comparison. It's pretty straightforward, drop point, you know. I do like other styles, yes. But Dusty's is probably, his design language is a little bit more futuristic, you know, a little bit more angular than what I normally gravitate to. But I have to give him a shout out for, in doing a design like that, taking ergonomics into consideration and really actually making a very, very comfortable knife. Now, these guys, you can find them. I found them on Amazon, and $45.99. Not bad. RPM 9, G10. Not a bad price overall. They're normally like $61.99, and I believe they're all on sale. The yellow, the black. Pricing is a little bit different on it, so feel free to go check it out if you'd like. But Russell said the yellow ones are hard to keep in stock, because I guess, you know, yellow, Nanner. Makes sense. So, but again, thanks so much, Russell, for giving us the opportunity to check out the Dusty Rhodes designed CJRB Nanner. And thank you guys for swinging by and checking it out with me. As always, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.